What's going on, everyone? Good morning and happy holidays to each and every one of you, wherever you guys are tuning in, listening from. We welcome you on this beautiful December 23rd, 2021. Sorry. um, I have noise in the background because the last episode I apparently did was not, how do I put it? I guess there was no visuals to the audio. So you guys got to just listen to a podcast instead of watching my beautiful face. But hey, December 23rd, 2021, the eve before Christmas Eve. Okay, it's pretty impactful here, pretty intense. We got 2 hours for you. Welcome wherever you guys are joining from. You know how it's done. Let's get right down to it. We want to give a special holiday shout out to StreamYard. StreamYard is the home studio of the J&J Talk Show. If you're looking to create your own podcast, YouTube videos, or even your virtual business meetings, all right, StreamYard is a place to go. It's made simple, made for dummies. Head on over to StreamYard.com and start making your dreams a reality. All right. Also, let's go ahead and give thanks to Place It. Place It creates all of the J&J Talk Show's logos and entrance and exit videos for the show. The J&J um, Places by Envato. Head on over to placeit.net and start your free trial today. Trust me, you're gonna want to head on over there and try and see what all the cool stuff that they have. Also, let's give a quick shout out and thanks to Canva. Canva is the commercial breaks that we entail in our videos, in our podcast, talk show, whatever you want to consider what we are. Because, listen, we got to take a break from once in a while. We got 2 hours coming to you. We got to take a few breaks in between. So head on over to canva.com and start your free trial. Start your, creating your videos. Also, let's give a shout out to Epidemic Sound. Okay, discover your world class artists, composers, and bands. Find your perfect soundtrack and give the music your social media accounts the music they deserve. Epidemic Sound is a license and music effect link. Check out Epidemic Sound for more information. Last but not least, Stream Elements. With one click of a button, easily create and start selling your own merchandise. That's correct. Stream Elements make selling merchandise is simple. I simply upload your logo, whatever you want, on whatever clothing product you want, coffee mugs, mouse pads, whatever. Okay. And then they do the rest. They'll create your domain. All right. You send people to the domain. They look at the stuff. They price them for you. They can buy straight through the website. The company, Stream Elements, sends the merchandise out to them, giving you the profit. So they're the middleman in all of this. They make it very simple. Okay. So Stream Elements is the way to go. Hey, one day I will get these promotions down correctly. But until then, we got 2 hours for you. So sit tight, grab your coffee, grab your drinks, grab your popcorn. Hey, hot cocoa. I got my coffee. Jake got his cocoa. We're ready to go. All right. Stay tuned for the J&J Talk Show coming up next. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Let's get our heads on right. It is the eve before Christmas Eve. Man, I'm telling you. I mean, you know what? Listen, Christmas came over early for me. I've kind of set up my new little studio to kind of help me out. It feels great. I was working off of a plastic foldable table and a folded chair for probably this holiday season. And now I got my computer desk. I got a nice spin around chair. I got to be more comfortable. My tushy's feeling a lot better. I got everything at hand's reach. It feels so good. Christmas, apparently I've been a good boy because Christmas has came early for me. So I am having a blast with this. But listen, welcome everyone. Hey, listen, Christmas Day is coming up in 2 days. We're about to kick off the new year. There's a lot of things to be excited for. Um, Listen, the studio that you see here is not well all completed. I know it's the essentials are set up. You see some lanyards back over there, some posters up on the right on the what right side, left side. I don't know how you guys tune this left side, I guess. Uh, but you know what I'm more excited about is the fact that you guys can see us. I'm watching the page right now because I mean I'm looking at it. I'm like apparently on Tuesday, I saw myself through StreamYard, but apparently people weren't able to see me watching it back. And I'm like, what happened? I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened. So it kind of sucks. So I'm kind of tuning into that, kind of keeping tracks, making sure that everyone can see what we do. We have 2 hours for you. NFL week number 16 here. I'm pretty excited. Last couple weeks in the NFL, you know, uh, how do people feel about Tuesday's games? You have a couple, yeah, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's a lot of football day games. The one thing I'll get to you what sucks about watching the football games on Tuesday because there was two games doubleheader. One thing that really sucked for a lot of people, and I'll explain that a little bit later on. We're gonna kick that off with hour number two. Everyone has their picks in. Me and Jake are gonna get their picks in, and then we also have some wrestling to talk about and some promotions to give to you. What are we going to look at for this Sunday on our show on the 26th? We got our top tens. I'm excited about. It's going to be kind of a relaxed party. I know Jake and Corny are excited because we're going to give this new competition segment game fun a trial and see how it goes. I'm pretty excited about that. And then our show kicks. We got what 4 more episodes of the J&J Talk Show before one the year ends, and two we also have we begin the Jay and Trey podcast. Jay and Trey podcast, a special 3-hour episode coming your way, January 2nd, 2022. All right, let's not miss that out. Okay, I mean if you guys, I'm excited about that. I mean, we're taking a new step, a new dynamic. We're all a little stuffy right now, though, in the holiday seasons. It's like 23 degrees outside where I'm at. It's miserable. I got heaters blasting. It's the early morning bugs. But let's further ado. Let's say good morning. Good morning to our holiday Santa. Let's give thanks and welcome Jake. Jake, good morning. How are you doing, man? How are you feeling? You've been down
I,
underneath the weather. It's like 25
oh,
degrees outside, man.
yeah, I know it, and yeah, I still sound a little bit stuffy, but other than that, I feel better. I feel better, because like during that time, it was like it hit my family. I'm like, oh my lord, like this is like probably like the worst thing to feel right now. But other than that, I might sound stuffy, but I'm okay. I'm alive, and that's what really matters to me. So I feel great. I feel awesome. And what more can you ask for? And also, everyone, happy holidays and Merry Christmas out there to everyone. Almost Christmas time, and I'm ready for it.
I it's interesting. We talk about it. I mean, I'm blessed. I think Trey posted up a comment on Facebook last night, and I
Yeah,
saw it this morning. And listen, we're talking on the phone, kind of elaborating today's game, what we're gonna do on the show today,
yeah,
and things kind of gotten down a little bit. But we ended up kind of getting off the phone with each other pretty early. I actually went to bed by midnight, which was actually shocking to me. I was deadbeat tired. I've been I was up at 7 o'clock in the morning. In the first half of the morning, I was doing nothing but get my studio set up, which is in my living room of my place, right? But I got
yeah,
the table set up, I got the chair set up, I had to move some couches around, move the TV around, vacuum, clean, get all this set up. And that's only the morning part because then I go to work afterwards and I get off at 9:30, come home, relax, fall asleep. Normally I've been passing out on the couch. Well, if I finally get to bed, I wake up, 8 o'clock today, feel wonderful,
yeah,
feel refreshed, feel ready to go. Um, and it's like, I got to be, thankful. So Trey mentioned this out yesterday. New Year's is coming. right? It's right around the corner. We're
Yep.
gonna dive into this more on the second, but it's just something to think about right now. And I know we all have. What are our New Year's revolution or resolution, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess the most interesting part of it is not only that. Let's see how far or how long we could keep those resolutions.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to
Yeah.
wake up at 8 o'clock every morning. That could be kind of a challenge after a while. You know,
I mean,
so
yeah. I
but
was gonna say like it could be a
Troy said
challenge.
that. I mean, I was like, I don't want to forget about that.
I mean, it could be a challenge for sure. I mean, especially for everyone. I mean, not only just for myself. I'm pretty sure you and Trey, everyone else out there will end up having those sort of like resolutions where we want to be able to change, whether if it's our diet or if it's our way of handling things. No matter what it is, like we all got to think about what we can do in 2022. But the thing is, though, to me, like let's focus on finishing off this year right because
Oh, we
Justin,
got
we get to end this year off with a bang with this one.
we do. Do you want to talk about it since we're here?
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. Monday, and
All
we
right, hold
normally
on.
don't do.
Before you say anything, this is what I want to do. Let's take out. We will let's implement the schedule for you up
Yeah.
until January 2nd. So we have our show today. We talk about some football. We get football going. We're gonna have Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Hopefully, everyone's gonna enjoy their holidays, whatever they plan on doing. But then
Hmm.
on Saturday, okay, remember we submitted our top tens. All right, and that's what we're
Yes.
finishing up this week. We're gonna go over on Saturday, kind of like a holiday party, more relaxing. We're gonna have go over our top 10 male and female wrestlers of the year. We're gonna go over the top 5 pay-per-views and then go over the top 5 um, matches of the year. Now, here's the thing: you're creating a list, Trey's creating a list, I'm creating a list, and we can be wrong when there's no right answer. It's whatever we
Yeah.
decide or feel for it. What I like about this so much is the fact that you watch more independent wrestling,
Hmm.
AEW, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, AAA, NWF, or not NWF, but New Japan Pro Wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and Trey and I are graduating to watching all that stuff is taking time. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not just like okay, let's watch this product. We're instantly hooked on. It's going to take a couple weeks, couple months. But as a wrestling talk show, it's forced us to watch and get updated with those news. So that's going to come on Saturday. We're going to go over that. It's going to be that dynamic show. We're going to have Courtney versus Trey, which I know you guys have been getting a lot of smack talk against each other. And
Me. You said Trey.
okay, Courtney and Jake. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
9 o'clock in the morning, man. I can't help
It's
you with
okay.
that.
It's okay. It's by the way, it's on Sunday, not Saturday.
Sunday,
I'm
you're
trying.
right. Oh my god. Oh.
He needs to drink a little bit more coffee, y'all. But let me help him out. Let me help him out real quick. But yeah, so like you said before, we're gonna be announcing our top 5 pay-per-views, top 10 men and female wrestlers, and of course the top 5 matches of the year. And like you said, for my list is pretty different because it's got a little bit of mixture of what he's talking about. And of course, we normally don't do a Monday show. But instead of we do it on Tuesdays, but instead we have a huge show coming up on this Monday morning. That's right, we have bare knuckle fighter, bare knuckle star herself, the Killer Bee, Taylor Starling, is going to be a very special guest this Monday morning, and we cannot wait to get to have her to be a part of this. She's currently 3-0 right now. She's one of the most popular fighters out there in the bare knuckle fighting right now, and I cannot wait to get a chance to be able to get a chance to talk to her. This is a really huge. If you guys have not got a chance to follow to check her out, make sure you guys check her out on Bare Knuckle Fighting or go to her YouTube because, like I told Justin and Trey, her very first fight won Fight of the Year, because of
Yeah.
how incredible it was. So y'all check that out because we're gonna have a huge special guest. We got the Killer Bee, her stuff. You guys do not want to miss it. Monday morning, Taylor Starling, the Killer Bee, joins us, and we cannot wait to have her.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I've heard of bare knuckle fighting. I haven't watched a whole lot of it. Um, there is a whole nother dynamic and respect. I mean, how young Taylor is and what she's accomplished only in 3 matches or in 3 fights, right?
Yeah,
And
3 fights.
she's projected to go a lot further. It takes a bigger toll on you. I mean, these men and women that go into it, their faces are nice and pretty, and at the end of the night, you like they're all purple. It's like they actually got stung by bees. But
Yeah, and
listen, let me ask you this. I want to get more talk about a little bit more about this interview process that we're gonna have on Monday. You're right. Normally would have a show on Tuesday, but hey, listen, there's nothing. We don't really have nothing talking about coming into the holidays. So what greater way to alter our schedule than to come in on Monday and do a talk show and have her on our show. Wonderful.
yeah,
And then let me just finish this off by saying we have our show on Thursday next week, and then that's it. So one, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, including this one. Okay, but 4 shows left, 3 shows left, however you want to look at it. All right, and then we have our New Year's, and then the first episode on January 2nd, which we can't forget, but to talk about, okay, on the first episode of the Jay and Trey podcast, we're going to have NWF starting. It's early in the morning, man. I'm sorry. But the great King Titan will join the show from a special 3 hour, not one, not two, but 3 hour episode of the Jay and Trey podcast to kick off the new year. The great King Titan will join us. And then, I mean, there's booking just down the line. I know that you and Trey are working on, which is fantastic. I know D Blood wants to get on for Thunder Valley Racing as your new
uh,
season comes on. So we
yeah,
have a
January
lot.
14th.
We have a lot to look forward to this coming up year, but we have to get through one year at a time. I'd say that for sure. So listen, when we got a busy schedule for you guys. All right. Oh, gosh. Let me try to get my head clear because apparently I can't get my head clear on this. But we're going to have NFL talk coming up at the hour number 2. We're going to come back. Want to talk about more about Taylor, the Killer Bee Sterling. Also, some AEW. If you guys didn't watch that AEW Dynamite holiday special last night, oh my God, you guys missed out. Right? I promise you guys missed out. All right, so we'll get more into that. We got 2 hours here on the J&J Talk Show. Like I said, hey, you want to listen to it? If you guys are watching us live on YouTube, we thank you. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Leave us a comment down below. Get involved in the chats. If not, you guys could always listen to us on Spotify at the J&J Talk Show. All right, our social media accounts are available to reach out to us and talk to us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok as well. So you guys sit tight. Don't go nowhere. We'll get ourselves fixed up and we'll get you guys going on this wonderful Thursday morning. Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to the J&J Talk Show. Want to go ahead and just give a quick shout out to Kentucky Woodworks on Facebook. Head on over to Kentucky Woodworks on Facebook and save $5 of a 10 ornament purchase or more by using promo code J&J Talk Show. Holiday season's ending. Get a custom-made wood craving ornament made by Kentucky Woodworks and save $5 when you purchase 10 ornaments or more. Oh man, gosh.
Drink
Let's
some
get our
coffee, bud.
stuff correctly here. Hopefully, round 2 of this Dynamite Pack show. hopefully things will be much better. I tell you that. All right. So I want to ask you.
Yeah.
How? I mean, it's all about. I guess it is all about trying to reach out. You never know until you reach out to them. But how do you
Yeah.
personally know Taylor in getting this interview? Because an establishment like her, a athlete like her, don't just go on a simple podcast like us.
Mm-hmm.
That you will see her on maybe Dave LaGreca on the Busted Open, or you will see her on maybe Colin Cowherd, or on the Herd, or on Shannon and Skip's show. You wouldn't necessarily see her on a YouTube podcast, but what's she's been able to give us her time coming up Monday. I mean, and the possibilities. I know you're in works and trying to get other guests on our show, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But
So,
as big as bone, bare knuckle fighting,
yeah.
a cowboy like that. Come on, tell your story.
Okay, so pretty much how I know Taylor was on my Instagram, the Fighting Now. I pretty much always like promote Taylor in any sort of way I possibly can, whether if it was like her fighting or anything she does outside of the fighting world. And I didn't even have this conversation with you guys until after I talked to her. So I was like, after I got the autograph yesterday, I was like, you know what? I want to see if I can be able to have her to join us. And I was like, hey, would you be willing to do an interview with us, on a podcast I do? And she said yes. And I was like, what? I'm like, okay. I'm like, and then we thought we could be able to schedule this morning, but she said she would want to do it on Monday, which that was fine. But because of how much support that I've given to Taylor, how much I tried to be able to show how incredible she is, whether if it's in the ring or outside the ring. That's how I got a chance to be able to manage to be able to help get her on our show. It's because of how much that I've done for her, and how much that I would do my best, because it's not just as like a like, I guess you could say like a fan perspective, but it's also because that's how awesome Taylor is. She is like one of the nicest
Oh,
individuals you
she's
would
just
ever meet.
phenomenal.
She is.
I've
She's
been ever
sweet.
since
I
you told
mean,
me about this yesterday evening. I went on her social media page or Facebook and all that stuff, and I call me a soft, call me
yeah.
softy here, but I
Mm-hmm.
do listen. It's just like the NWF. I don't know when we went to I went to the show last Saturday, and I was booing I was kind of one of the Sean Evans on NWF.
Yeah.
And I was booing him so hard. And I want to apologize because I'm going to break kayfabe on this one. Okay. But
Yeah.
here's my story. I booed, me and a couple of my friends that went there booed Sean Evans so hard. We gave him a shit. He had a match earlier on in the night. We booed him out. We were calling him names out of the books.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because the first thing he tried to do was get us ejected at the beginning of the night. He was like, dude, get this guy out of it. And the referee was trying to defend us. Like, we didn't do nothing wrong. He didn't say nothing. It was fun. And then he comes back out with King Ty, and we just continue it. One thing I will say though is after the show, we're hanging around, and I see, I'm booing people, one of the heels after the show.
Yeah.
A family stands up next to me, And I'm like, she's recording, so I'm talking to her, and hey, I belong to so and so, and then I see the daughter go run up to him, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh no. I'm like, oh no, I can't. I just having kids of my own. It was like, what the fuck did we just do? Like after a full 3 hours that night, giving complete shits
Yeah.
to a heel character that really did his job well. Because if you could get the fans so invested and into it to
Yeah.
get you to get them to hate you, then you've
Hmm.
done your job.
Yeah.
And to do it so well, I was just like, oh my god. I like instantly. I'm like I'm so felt hard. Like I said, call me soft. But I mean he. But like Taylor, she's young.
Yeah.
Okay, she's in great shape. She has kids.
Yeah.
It's just a bare knuckle a fight is completely different than even a UFC fight.
Hmm.
Like I said, your
Yeah.
face gets busted out. I've seen some of her fights, after watching it, kind of doing my homework, so to say. And she, they're nothing but nonstop punching each other in the head for
Hmm.
10 minutes, if you could last that long. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it is phenomenal. Great respect to, everyone who participates, but especially that, I mean, the women fighting looks a lot better than the men.
Hey,
And
I do want to tell you something really, really awesome. And this is off her, like pretty much off of her opponent, Cassie Robb, her second opponent. And I've got a chance to talk to her after her fight. And in these press conferences that they do, they want the fighters to be taken seriously. But then with Cassie and Taylor, though, it was so different, which I loved about it, was that they'll do a
yeah.
face off, but then the respect that they have each other, they'll do like some sort of like a little
Oh,
dance here and there,
they
and
carried each
then
other after the match. Like they literally helped each other. It was, but and I feel like you could get all personal. And here's the thing about a fighting. You could
yeah,
get, I mean, I want you to get all personal. I want you to get all heated up. That's what sells me into the venue. But then at the same time, I want you to also, if you guys are good friends, I want to see that also sometimes at the end of the night. And
yeah,
they really showed that very classical maneuver there. By the way they helped each other out, which that respect level comes from here all the way up
yeah.
here, just for that.
Well, I mean, Cassie Robb told me that after the fight, Taylor went to go over there and check on her, and after talking to Cassie right after this fight about a couple months ago, she told me that even though that she lost, she said that it was an awesome experience to be able to get a chance to fight Taylor, and you know what, the amount of respect that these two have, and that Taylor shows so much respect to all of her opponents. Her last opponent, I mean, they had an awesome moment in the ring between her and Hannah. I mean, that was something beautiful, and yet, the question is, what's going to come down next? I know Bare Knuckle is trying to be able to have a championship for her weight class with Bret
Was it
Hart,
what,
eh,
125, I think, right?
somewhere around it, yeah. So yet,
Yeah.
and plus, there's gonna be so many different women. I know Paige Van Zant has been competing in it, and she's currently 0-2 at the moment. And the fact is that Taylor has been unstoppable this whole year goes to
Oh,
show that
absolutely.
she should be in contention for this championship. So yeah, she
And
should.
not only
She's
that, I'll say this here really fast, because the way that she's carried herself outside the ring and inside the ring, being that young to be able to do that is something phenomenal. And you're also encouraging younger women. Okay, instead
yeah,
of going out there on the streets and getting yourself into trouble or whatnot, bare knuckle fighting is usually an alternative. And you know, maybe you could make it a sport out of it and make a career out of it. And that's what she's done. She's taken this sport that is probably not as well known as UFC or MMA or wrestling and whatnot, and
yeah,
she's made this inside outside. She's influenced kids and younger women herself, being as young as she is.
mhm,
So I'm definitely excited to watch her or to have her come on. Hopefully, it will be first of many times. I know you're in conversations with trying to get other bare knuckle fighters. I mean,
yeah,
it works with our dynamic of the show. I really don't care. I told you and Trey this last night. I don't care
yeah,
who's on our show. Have Bill Clinton come on our show if you want to. just book
If I
our
got
show.
too
You know the
far.
policy on booking. Hey, listen, okay. You want me to go back to whispering to you today? No,
Oh,
I'm trying to
sweet
put on a
Jesus,
good
no.
show today. But
But
I'm
no, I
excited
mean,
to talk to her. Like I said, I'm also excited to see the King Titan come on to our show and really just let's just kind of pick brains and I mean listen, you guys want to watch it. I appreciate you guys tuning into it, but we're all about having a good time here, and that's one hell of a good time Monday morning. And yeah, for
yeah,
we don't normally do a show on Monday, but oh my God, we got something big for you. Great way to end off the year, by the way. So I want to give
definitely ended it off with a
thank you
bang.
Jake for the strings you pull. Thank you to Trey for the strings he pulls. We're all pitching in and playing our part for this show. So, thank you on behalf of what you guys do in that matter. But it's going to be fun the next couple weeks and the next months. And it's just going to keep us going. And it's going to be fun because when we have people willing to come on our show and talk to us and be part of this show, it's going to make this show grow and grow not just in fan base, but grow among us three alone. Makes us
Yeah,
encourage
yeah.
what we're doing.
I just can't wait for everyone to see how awesome Taylor is when it comes to being on camera. Because outside of the camera or on camera, she's just the sweetest person in general. And I cannot wait to have her on our show Monday. Monday just can't come soon enough because I'm like one of the biggest Taylor Starling fans out there. There's no doubt about that. So
Well, I
for
have
her,
definitely grown on her too myself. So,
yeah,
yeah, hey, listen, come Monday, we're getting ourselves going. All right, hey, listen, we have a return in AEW last night. Um, kind of anticipated. I mean, I think we anticipated it, if I'm not correct, for the most part. But it was made official. What other way? A little early Christmas present coming to AEW last night on Dynamite. If you guys
yes.
didn't watch that out, we'll cover that coming up to you next, right here on the J&J Talk Show. Last night, well, actually, I was just not last night. So it's still too damn early in the morning. I'm kind of going through social media. We'll talk about this on Sunday. Johnny Gargano speaks out for the first time on why he left the WWE. Also, a roundup because of COVID situations. Uh, Roman Reigns' next opponent's kind of revealed, already tipping his hat. So we'll have to talk about that on at a later date on Sunday.
Why are
Interesting
we
news.
why are we whispering? Why are we whispering to start the
I'm
show?
not whispering. I'm just talking soft. You want me to whisper? I'll whisper again.
Uh,
You brought that out of
Sweet Jesus. Here we go
me.
again, y'all.
Oh
Here we go again.
my gosh. All right. Listen. You kind of. I mean, it wasn't shocking to me, but last night at AEW Dynamite was a holiday edition. If you guys missed out, we had a 6-man tag match. Right, Sting, Darby Allin, and CM Punk have taken on what
FTR and
FTR
Jacksonville
and
and
MJF.
yep, MJF, which was an
And
awesome
it
trios
was
match.
interesting. It was interesting because CM Punk does the old Sting's war paint.
And the
I
tights
was
too, and the trunks, the
and the
pants too.
trunks. I just obviously Sting approved of that, but I don't. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid.
I mean, it's a nice little tribute though. I mean, you gotta give credit where
I
credit's due.
get it.
Plus,
Yeah,
also Sting did wear a CM Punk face paint, but then you had Darby Allin who was like, give me like this half Sting,
Darby Allin's
like
Darby Allin.
yeah, in his own little way.
I
But
I was just kind of completely. I mean, I wasn't like okay. I understand like okay, Sting's with you. You got his permission to do it. He wanted to do a throwback, maybe something for like Halloween. I guess. I don't know. I just didn't see it on him. In my opinion, it didn't really look well. It doesn't fit CM Punk's persona, but I mean, wrestling is also about having fun, and I guess they had fun doing it. It was a little enjoyment for a
yeah,
little holiday treat. So
I mean, I
I
liked it though.
wasn't
I mean,
too
I
mad
liked
about
it.
it. I'm sorry.
I mean, I mean, to me, it goes to show the amount of respect that Punk has for Sting. And yes,
I
it.
get it. But
I
it's
mean,
kind of like okay, like if you're wearing an EG for Eddie Guerrero, like they used to do back in the day, I get that's one thing, right? Or an I'm your
mhm,
poppy shirt. But I mean, dude, that's because they're honoring Eddie Guerrero and the passing of him. What 15 like, 15 years ago. But I mean, it's like come on now. It's for me the face paint just didn't really help me. It didn't really I understand CM Punk honoring, and I get it. I mean, I would want to do the same thing, honestly, deep down inside. But for
yeah.
me, it didn't fit me the same way. And I mean, it's nothing bad. No, nothing bad to CM Punk. Nothing bad to Sting and Darby Allin. That's fine. I'm okay with it. I wasn't all at ease invested into it, but the match wasn't too bad. But here's one thing I was really invested into, and now we talked about this before on our show. I wasn't surprised to see this, but the return, well, I want to say the return, but the debut of Kyle O'Reilly to
Yes.
AEW, baby. Did it come to you to a shock that Kyler O'Reilly helped Adam Cole out? Because now there's a whole nother controversy with the Young Bucks and everything out.
Honestly, this actually draw big attention because during the match, it was the opening match of the show, and Bobby Fish distracts the referee during the match. All of a sudden, you hear shrinks in the crowd. I'm like, is it O'Reilly? And here comes O'Reilly attacking Orange Cassidy, helping Adam Cole to win. But after the match, it was Fish and O'Reilly. O'Reilly and Cole had a stare down. Then Fish and O'Reilly, attacking the best friends. And then after the match, or after everything, here comes the Young Bucks questioning what Adam Cole was doing. Adam Cole was like surprised and then left with O'Reilly and Fish, as you see right here. This is something I'm glad to see because these three men, just individuals, are incredible in their own way, but as a trio, they are a dominant. They are a force to be reckoned with. And
They
crazy
are.
thing is, next Wednesday night trios match, those three takes on Chucky T, Trent, and Orange Cassidy. give me my money for this match because I am ready to see these three team
You
up
know,
once
I
again.
mean, the Undisputed Era back in NXT had a real, was very entertaining. Let me put it that way. I think,
Yeah.
they carried NXT for so long. Honestly, arguably to say they carried NXT, and we knew Kyle O'Reilly was going to come over ever since Bobby Fish came over, and then
Hmm.
later Adam Cole. But the thing is that NXT, Undisputed Era, they went into NXT, they accomplished everything that they could
Along with Roderick
possibly
Strong.
accomplish, along with Roderick Strong. I think that's the only person. I mean, I want Roderick Strong to be part of this, but if he's not, I mean, the original three, the OG of
Yeah, the
Undisputed
OG.
Era,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they come into NXT and they accomplish every accolade they could possibly think of in NXT. War games, championships, anything you name it, they were involved into it. They main event matches. They had multiple matches. And then the one thing that didn't, one thing I think we wanted to see was them to come up to WWE, but I thank goodness they didn't, because a
yeah.
lot of WWE athletes that came up from NXT, their careers kind of went downgraded. I didn't want them
Downhill.
to
Yeah,
be separated. They all ended up leaving.
yeah,
The only thing you didn't really get to see was a dynamic trio rivalry between them. And I wish we
yeah.
would have solved that. But now they get to continue their journey into AEW, which I think that it unlocks more matches than you could possibly even think of. I mean, you got
See,
Kenny Omega when he comes back, MJF, FTR, Darby Allin, Sting. I mean, there's just so many
more
things that they could,
opportunities. Yeah,
Lucha Bros. I mean, what about the
Jurassic
inner
Express
circle? What the outer circle, right?
in a circle. Yeah,
Inner
and
circle. Sorry, but
and I do want
phenomenal.
I do want to point this out, and yeah, this is something I don't think anyone has really thought about. To me, I'm just excited to see Red Dragon back. It's about damn time too, because how long has it been since we get a chance to see O'Reilly and Bobby Fish teamed up outside of WWE? I mean, if you guys have not known, Red Dragon was the most dominating tag team in the business. They went to New Japan. They went to take the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. They go to Ring of Honor. They become like one of the best tag teams in Ring of Honor, along with the Briscoes, along with
I mean, I
whoever
will
else.
say this, and I apologize. You say what Red Dragon, it was Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly's tag team's name back
Yes,
in the heyday. Obviously, I grew up learning them off of WWE Undisputed Era. That's where I knew. So
yeah,
I apologize
yeah,
if I reference back to that for a while until I get used
yeah,
to that. Now, here's the thing:
yeah.
are they? They don't, I don't think they have the rights to the Undisputed Era. No.
No, they don't. No, but one thing I can
So
tell
you
you
have
is
Red
like
Dragon. What can they come up with the team name? Obviously, I mean,
I mean, yeah, I mean, like with Cole, yeah, obviously, but without Cole, it's to me, it's simply Red Dragon because if you don't know, Bobby's Fish's entrance theme is the
mhm,
Red Dragon's theme song, Danced Away.
right.
So the fact that we'll get a chance to see that again, I'm all in for it because
Yeah.
what people don't know, and I want people to watch to look it up on YouTube, however they do it, and see how
Wikipedia.
incredible Wikipedia, whatever, and see how incredible this tag team of Fish and O'Reilly is, and how
I don't doubt it.
incredible they are. I
They had a
mean,
lot of success in NXT under the Undisputed Era, and I wouldn't doubt or question you in their success in prior to that. So I'm
yeah,
very excited to see that dynamic. And I feel like that right now this also elevates Adam Cole. I mean, you think about the possible rivalries that Hangman could have right now. And I mean, right? I mean, Adam is now for me just out of nowhere is put on that list because of Kylo O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. I
and
mean,
to me, it's like it's about time that we finally get to see some sort of more tension involved between Cole
right.
and the Young Bucks because after this whole thing, Matt Jackson and both Nick went to the ring and they're like, "What's this?" Like they were
Mhm.
like confused about it because last week before last night, Cole said that there was going to be a surprise gift, and he damn sure made it a huge gift
He
with Kyle
delivered.
O'Reilly kicking ass in this. I mean, everything.
Santa came early. Hey, what do you
Santa
say
came
about
early.
that?
I mean, what more can you ask
I mean,
for?
listen, I love it. I love the idea. I guess my only question is to you then to end off this subject right for now, okay? Because I know we'll be talking a lot more about them, but obviously opponent a new wrestler comes in,
Yeah,
another wrestler has to either go out or get dropped down. And like I said, this is what gets me. I love AEW. I really do. I don't have a single problem with AEW. I love their talent, but we talked about this before. Are they
yeah,
overstacked in talent? And I mean, listen, you add on a Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, he may not be on the show, be wrestling each and every week,
yeah,
but when he does, someone else is not getting that opportunity. And each time you add on, like we talk about the potential Briscoe brothers coming on. I mean, we saw that big video that you shared with us a couple, last week,
yeah,
about
yeah.
their call out to AEW. But
The
that's my
FTR,
thing.
yeah,
Each time you bring in these top talents, a name, well, somebody has to go down, and
yeah.
some of these original guys go down, and that's when I start saying, "Hey, the star power is a little overstacked." Um, who
And
is
plus,
kind of going down in that case?
and also plus, you also got to mention AEW's new signee because not too many people know about what happened last week. But Joe, one of the ROH talents, Justin, I've told you,
Mhm.
in my top five should be signed. He is signed, and he's going to be teaming up with Malachi Black.
Jonathan?
No, not Jonathan.
No, no,
Malachi, not Malachi Black. Sorry, but Brody King
Brody King.
is
I'm sorry.
to Brody King because last week
Yeah.
Malachi Black had a segment with one of his, I guess you could say his disciples or his man, whatever it is, and then he whispered in his ear, "You're no longer a king. Henceforth,
Mhm.
Brody King is going to be in AEW." When is his appearance? Possibly with this whole thing with Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. Since they got that going on, I'm ready. Give me some Brody King. Give me some Brody King.
I'm ready too. I'm absolutely excited for that. Um, but I just you know what I'm trying to point out. All those talents
Yeah,
coming in, there just has to be talents going out and going down. Are they overstacked? Will it eventually hurt them? Will they even go to 2 hours on Rampage? All that's still yet to come. Hey, by the way, while we're on AEW, we got to take a break. But when we come back, let's talk about January 5th, the first TBS AEW Dynamite episode, which is
two
going to
title
be
matches.
phenomenal. I got some saying on this. Two matches announced already, and I got a beef with one of the matches. You guys will find out next
Let's
on
go.
the J&J Talk Show. Alrighty, I want to give a quick shout out to NWF presents Collision Course. Slam into the new year, January 1st, not January 2nd, January 1st. Let me get I need to fire whoever does these edits, which will probably be myself.
Just when you're fired.
Hey, I go home. Okay. January 1st, doors open up at 2 p.m. Let's kick the new year off right in Cincinnati at the Bone Crusher Arena. Bone Crusher's area. Head to nwfwrestling.com to get your tickets now. Don't want to miss it out. Alrighty. Well said, right?
Oh yeah, very well said.
Oh my goodness. All right. So listen. I got a bone to pick with you. Yes. Yeah. What bone do you want me to pick with you?
I don't know. Do I look like a dog to you?
Can I pick your funny bone?
No. I mean, but let me guess. Is it about?
Okay. So here's the thing.
Here we go.
Let's take a look at this. All right. So we got AEW Rampage Christmas, and that's going to be a really good one. Hook versus I don't know.
Hook takes on someone, but everyone loves Hook. So I mean, they get a chance to see Hook on Saturday.
I don't even know who Hook is.
Hook,
hold on.
Hook's from
Here we go.
Taz.
We got.
Yep.
We got Howdy Bash Hook. Did we take it on Bear Bronson?
Holiday Bash, by the way.
Holiday Bash. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Shoot me now. I'm fired. I'll go home.
Anyways, Hook. Continue. Hook against Bear Bronson, representing Bear.
It's gonna be great. When was the last time you saw a wrestling on Rampage is usually scheduled for Friday nights.
Fridays, yeah.
So Rampage is taped for this holiday, obviously. Right? Is that so? It is taped. Isn't Rampage taped anyways?
Rampage is taped anyways.
So because I've been told that it's just an additional hour of Dynamite after it goes off air.
Pretty much, so to speak. But yet the main event. So pretty much the main event for that show. I don't know if you have the graphic or what, but we have the TNT title on the line. Sammy Guevara takes on a man who competed in the very first AEW Dynamite match against Cody Rhodes. That will be on Saturday, 9 o'clock. Because to me, I like this match. Sammy Guevara has been my favorite throughout this whole year, and yet I would love to see him retain his title against Cody Rhodes. No offense to Cody. I mean, Cody has done incredible things in AEW. He's the first ever TNT champion. But to me, this is Guevara's time, so I'm all in for it. I don't know about you.
So we have this, and I feel like, all right, this is an exciting moment. I guess it's this exciting show. The fact, because we don't normally, the fact that it's a really big show for a show that's taped and to be on Christmas, I think it gives much more meaningful. And we'll get more into that in a little bit. Because I want to talk about this Christmas Days program here at the top of the hour. But here's my pet peeve with you. You have Ruby Soho. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Taking on the winner of Cora Jade?
Jade Cargill and Thunder Rosa. That'll be next
and Thunder
week.
Rosa. I really say it's going to be Ruby versus Thunder, and it's gonna. Jade is also undefeated though.
Yeah, she's undefeated.
That's the other thing.
To me,
can Ruby be the one to beat her undefeated streak? I guess that's the question.
The thing is, though, and this is my opinion, Jade Cargill, she may not have been the most dominant, the most best performer. She has an undefeated streak for a reason. She's been dominating along, with her ring manager, Mark Sterling. So the way I see it, I really
haven't felt that she's really faced anyone as good as Thunder Rosa.
This is a really huge challenge for Jade Cargill. She's taking on, no offense, the likes of Red Velvet, and she's taken on many different challenges.
Right, but Red Velvet is not no Thunder Rosa. That's the problem.
No.
Thunder Rosa is at another level. She is at the level of Britt Baker. And I'm telling you, Jade has not faced a star caliber like Thunder Rosa. So yeah, you're right. Coming up Wednesday, Dynamite,
Hmm.
right? When Thunder
Yep.
Rosa and Jade step into the ring, this is going to be the a ultimate test to see Jade in her in ring ability against a talented star like Thunder Rosa, a beloved talented star like Thunder Rosa.
And just like last night, I mean, just like last night, this match is whoever wins goes on to take on Ruby Soho for the
Right.
TBS Championship. And yet, in my
I
opinion, though,
really
this
feel as much as I want Thunder Rosa to win, I
yeah,
really feel you have to put the title on.
Jade
It's not the
Cargill.
time to put on Rosa. You have to put it on Jade
I mean,
because
that's
she's
like
undefeated.
yeah, she's undefeated, and yet she will become. This will be her first championship, obviously. So yet it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And also, I do
And
know.
I know that the history between Baker and Rosa is not done yet. So I know when you talk about what makes sense for AEW, Ruby and Soho or Ruby, no, oh, Ruby and Jade, a future feud down the line is what ends in place.
To me, I'm just, and yeah, I'm hoping I'm not the only fan that's waiting for this, but I'm ready after Britt Baker gets done with Riho. Give me Thunder Rosa against Britt Baker because, I mean, it goes to show how much chemistry these two have, especially after the bloodbath and that unsanctioned match that they had at St. Patrick's Day earlier this year. I mean, what more can you ask for? So yeah, after this is all said and done, I'm just ready for Thunder Rosa to and Britt Baker to go after one another for that AEW Women's Championship because this will be an awesome feud to start off the new year in my eyes after this whole TBS title gets done with. Which, by the way, great win for Ruby Soho last night against Nyla Rose. It was an awesome, awesome win. In case you guys have not, in case you guys did miss it, but yeah, y'all definitely do need to check it out. And also, um, another match being announced for January 5th that I don't think Justin really approved about is Hangman Adam Page defends the AEW World Championship against Bryan Danielson, but
All
yet
right.
we
Let me talk to you about this.
yeah
Here's my pet peeve about this. I told you this last night,
yeah
and I stand by this. You may argue with me, but
that's
I will
fine
stand by this. I love this match. I really do. I enjoy this match.
yeah
But this match to me would have been much more interesting at this on January 5th if this was the first time that they were going to meet. And this
yeah
is not the first time that they are going to meet. This is the
yeah.
second time. And listen, it's fine. They're going to have a rematch, blah, blah, blah. I'm okay with that. You
The
have
thing
two 60-minute time limits because you have two championships on the match. Here's my problem. They saw each other last week and went to no decision. Unless you're going to put a stipulation on this match, why? Why
there's
is it now?
somewhat of
Why can't you wait for the battle of the belts?
there is somewhat of a stipulation in this match, but it's not the stipulation everyone wants or thinks about. But there's going to be judges involved in this
When
match,
you
so
think, okay, but here's the thing. When you think about this match, what stipulation comes in mind to have to settle this?
Iron Man, Iron Man in my eyes, Iron Man match. I mean,
No, because
you
we
know,
just saw an Iron Man match. And none of them.
you
They were
still
still
there?
tied. You can still in there. Can you hear me? Can you
Yeah, I
see
can
me?
hear. You. Yeah,
Hello.
yeah,
Okay.
you good?
What's
Y'all
what's
good?
wrong with you?
C-
Oh my god.
continue.
Anyways, my thing is, they've already went through an Iron Man match. There was
Yeah.
no decision. When you set up a match like the Iron Man match, there can be a no decision. So you've
Mm.
already saw something. You need to now elevate this a little bit more. They've already brought weapons in the match. Okay. Here's the thing. You're gonna have judges. Is this a 30-minute bout or a 60-minute bout?
It's to me it's still a 60-minute bout. But the thing is, if it comes down to it, which I can't believe I'm even saying that, but if it comes down to it, the judges reveal who won this match. To me, I feel like a different stipulation should have been. I mean, take out your
I'm
normal.
talking steel cage match. I'm talking
No,
last man
no.
standing match. I'm talking
I'm talking
about
a ladder
ladder
match.
match.
Give me a ladder
I know,
match.
but what I'm trying to say is if you're trying to build this story and they're going to have a few more fights going on, I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just throwing it out there. They may have a few more fights. I could see Hangman and Bryan go on until, the Battle of the Belts, right? Which is coming up, what,
Yeah.
in February? If that's
It'll,
the case, then you got to have some stipulation to lead up to something, right? Play around with it a little bit. I'm not a big fan. Here's the thing. I would be more invested into this match this time around, either
mhm.
if there was a good stipulation or this was the first time they met. The fact that they're going to basically be repeating themselves, that's not what I'm kind of interested in. I mean, I'm going to tune in for the women's match, but I'm not tuning in for.
For this match. And to me, the question is though is like, how long do you think this whole thing could last? I mean, because though at some point in time, every title defense, I mean, it always counts. But how long are they going to make Heyman face the same person? Because this is the second title defense. I mean, against the same opponent. So I mean, you can't
Right.
really have this going on for long. I mean, and plus, there's other guys that are
Well,
still
I
waiting.
mean, we talked
I
about this. I think we could honestly say that the next opponent for Hangman, which right now I personally believe the next opponent should be maybe Adam Cole, but that's just me. The next opponent could possibly be MJF. But in order to get to MJF, you have to finish the feud with CM Punk first.
yeah,
I don't know yet, right? I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. That's fine. I'm just
I'm
throwing
okay
it
with
out
that
there.
because I mean I'm okay with that because like in their promos they've always talked like both MJF and Punk have talked about trying to be able
Right.
to face the champion. But the thing is though is like you said before, if you want to go after the champion, you're gonna have to face each other first. So
Right.
this is my suggestion
Now
is that
here's I guess
after
yeah.
hold on,
Go ahead.
sorry to interrupt you, but this is just me. After get done with Danielson, and then
Mhm.
maybe on a different time, whatever you can, is to have Punk against MJF, but make this a very
Mhm.
interesting stipulation. The winner of that match takes on the champion. It doesn't matter who the champion is. Either MJF or
And it
Punk,
could be.
either one wins that match, makes
But
it makes them be
here's
the
the
number
other
one
thing you got to
contender.
also just paint this picture in. You got to remember Brian Danielson won that tournament that
Yeah.
gave him a title opportunity. Are you
Mhm.
telling me that after a month, first of all, you telling me that he's going to face Hangman one time or two times and that's going to be it? I don't think so. I think you're going
No,
to
no.
embed Brian Danielson a little bit into this, and he started a feud with Hangman. And this feud can't it's not going to last for 30 days. It's going to have to go at least maybe a month, a solid 6 weeks or 2 months at most. So this is a way to kind of to tell the story, to finish the feud with Brian Danielson and to get
Yeah.
him off for somebody else. Until you have that moment, you still have to develop MJF and CM Punk. Or like I said, I could even see, if you want to carry MJF and CM Punk, which I believe that they will have chemistry in the ring, when they finally square off against each other, it's going to get so
Yeah.
personal that this should be on a main event highlight, not battle for the belts. I'm talking about what's next down the road. This is going to be big,
I
huge,
mean,
phenomenal. Hey,
but the
you
thing
talk about
is,
Battle of the
though,
Belts. Talk about Battle of the Belts, right? Which is what, in February?
it'll be at the Bojangles Coliseum in North
Just think
Carolina.
about this for a second. MJF CM Punk opens up the show in a match, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
The winner will get a title match in the main event that night against Hangman. I'm just spitballing. I don't think it's going to happen, but I
Tim,
mean, it's
I
AEW.
mean,
Anything can happen.
anything can happen. I do agree with you on that, but yet you also got to think about this though. Is that how? My question is how long are you planning on building this match? Because in my opinion, I mean, this whole thing has been going on since the Dynamite after Full Gear. I'm okay with this because they both have been talking one another. I mean,
Right.
Punk and MJF with that whole segment in Chicago, then Punk coming out to enemy territory where MJF's from, and then doing heel stuff against for MJF. I mean, what more can you ask for to say that whenever this match goes down, it's going to be a classic match between these two. But the thing is, though, it would only seem right as to if whoever wins will take on the AEW World Champion. And I will say this though, the last time MJF got a title shot was last year's All Out. And what could Punk
Right.
do? We'll find out in due time.
All right. Well, we're at the top of the hour. We got to step aside. When we come back, it's time to change topics to the NFL. We got Christmas lineup coming up. We got, hey, NFL games week number 16. We got the Pro Bowl roster. We still got a lot to cover. How will COVID-19 impact the remainder of the game, and as well as the playoff season, as well as Christmas lineup coming up next. Christmas lineup coming up next, right here on the J&J Talk Show.
can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no.
Alrighty, everyone. The holiday season is here. Kentucky Woodworks is available on Facebook. Save $5 by spending $10 by buying 10 ornaments or more by using promo code J&J Talk Show.
I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for all my sins. I can't say these cause my last name ain't Ken.
We got 3 weeks left in football in the NFL here. And pretty intense as we come up. All right, let's not forget. Let's see what we got going on here. So I'll preoccupied here. So all right, so we're changing into new subjects. Everything else is going on. Christmas Day lineup. Here's the interesting thing. Let's pop that up really fast. I'm just gonna use my phone. Let's wing it. No, I had this all pretty preset forward. On Christmas Day, there are a total of 6 things going on. You got the one bowl game. It's the Kamalia Bowl. I don't know if you say that right. Georgia State taking on Ball State.
Okay.
Then we got 5 NBA. We have 5 NBA games set to take place. Atlanta Hawks and Knicks, Celtics and Bucks, Warriors and Suns, Nets and Lakers, Mavericks and Jazz. Now, if all of them are actually going to be played, we don't know
Yeah,
yet because of COVID, right?
yeah.
We
Which
got
that's
two.
gonna be a fun
We
one.
got two NFL games. We got two NFL games: the Browns, Packers,
Woo!
Colts, and Cardinals. And then we got AEW Rampage to finish off the night. Now here's my thing. Like I said, it's all about how COVID is. I know AEW is going to air. We're
Yeah,
still uncertain about the football games. I'll get to back to where we'll go back around to there. We got the 5 NBA games, which by the way, two of them are ABC. And I know
the
ABC is
rest.
an impactful night. We have three games on ESPN, two basketball games and one in the college football game, and then we have the NFL Network and then Fox.
Yep.
Here's my thing. Out of everything on that list right now,
Hmm.
I think the bowl game is going to be the least viewed games.
Yeah,
Least viewed out of all of them. We have AEW Dynamite, which is Rampage, sorry.
Rampage.
And I know because for anyone who likes wrestling, it's been a while since we've seen Christmas Day wrestling, and I've just looked at some highlights or some upcoming news. There's some spoilers that I can't name because of what about Saturday's event that
I don't want to see spoilers, so don't ruin
I
my
don't want to see
don't ruin my
spoiler. I know.
Christmas
I
day.
I turned it off as soon as I saw it. I don't. I can't tell you. It's gonna be fun. We gotta watch it. Now also, but here's the thing: it's taped, so they could always cut it out if they want to. I don't know what they're gonna do. NBA games. People are gonna watch the NBA games a little
I
bit,
mean,
but the
I'll
two
watch my
NFL
sons.
games, right? But the two NFL games are what people are going to trend the most.
Hmm. Yep. With the Browns and the Packers, which by the way, which we'll get to our picks later on, and of course the Colts and the Cardinals to end the football night off. So I can also say,
You got to think
I think,
about this. All right.
yeah,
Think about this. The last Saturday games, okay? Next Thursday is the last Thursday night football game. Not this coming up Monday, but the next Monday, the first of the year, is the last Monday night football game.
yeah,
And then the last Sunday night football is next Sunday. So we're right around the corner. But I think a lot of this has to do and be the question of how much is the impact on COVID. You got to remember, the Browns just got done playing on Monday against the
yeah.
Raiders, which they lost, okay, by 2 points. But you would have thought, hey, the Browns losing by 2 points, if they had, and that was with Nick Mullins,
Nick
right?
Mullins,
If
yeah,
they would
and
have had, with Casey Keenum, and if they would have had a Baker Mayfield, they probably
mhm.
would have destroyed the Raiders.
I
I
do.
mean,
I see with this one. I do want to say this though, and not too many people can give Nick Mullins the credit where credit's due. When I was watching this game, I mean, yeah, he struggled later on, but then he finally got right back into it. So to say the least, for a third string quarterback like Nick Mullins, who was signed to the team, might I add, I thought he did a tremendous job. I mean, I thought he did a great job. Yes, they lost by 2 points, but at the same time, though, he managed to be able to hold on to a position that he didn't expect to be filling in, especially this past Monday night.
he was a
So,
practice quarterback
yeah, I mean,
at the beginning of the season.
and he played pretty good. I mean, the last time we saw him was a Thursday night game about a couple of years ago against the Raiders, which was a coincidence.
Right. So here's the thing, because you have NBA has went back to the 2020 regulations because of COVID, where now NBA teams could sign contracts without affecting their salary cap or financial statements to players. So players are able to sign with teams without NBA without the organizations hurting. Um, NFL games, I don't know. Will we see Baker Mayfield back on Saturday, or is he still out?
As far as I know, as far as the Cleveland Browns, their head coach is coming back. He's all good to go. I don't know about
Okay.
Baker Mayfield, but if
Or
that's the
Casey
case, then
Keenum?
yet, or I haven't heard anything about Case Keenum or anything. But yet, this is just my opinion only. Not my opinion, but only. But anyways, if you want to be able to survive against the Green Bay Packers, you're going to have to think of a different game plan. You still got Nick Chubb right now. Nick Chubb, who was announced to be a part of the Pro Bowl, he
Yeah.
definitely needs to be able to step up to the plate and try to be able to figure out what he can do against this Packers defense. Because we all know,
Yeah.
and yet the Green Bay Packers defense is not much to talk about. I hate to admit this, but their defense has not been the very best,
No,
but they've
but
not
I
been the
mean, they did
worst.
clinch. They did win their division, and there's a reason why they won the division. There's a reason why they're number one in the NFC, and because you have to give credit where credit's due. They are a good team, and they've
Yeah,
able. And it's not about being a good team. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, yet again, another week has come and gone, and there's what 7 teams separating the 6th and 7th seed in the NFC in the playoffs. So the
yeah.
question is are we seeing a good NFL season this year, which I don't believe. I think is crappy. I think there's a lot of crappy teams. But yet again, are we seeing just bad teams, making that run? That's one
I
thing that is also separating, like, for example, when we talk about the playoffs, adding that
yeah.
extra team, because now you
See,
have teams that are going to make it that aren't even going to be at 500.
yeah. See, the
I mean,
thing
that's
is
going
with
to be just,
me, to me, this is why I wish we would have had a graphic because this is the wild card spot is getting close for those teams who are in the hunt. And I'll go ahead and announce those teams: the Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns, and the Baltimore Ravens. Those, and of course the Las Vegas Raiders. Those are the teams who are currently in the hunt to be able to be in the wild card. The wild card, I believe,
right.
is the Chargers, the Bills, and the Colts. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then, of course, you see right here, you're seeing Kansas City finally back on number one after New England losing to the Colts last Saturday. Tennessee in third after losing to the Steelers. Cincinnati, who you talked about this, Justin, finally stepped up to the plate and finally is now the new leader in the
Well, and if you
AFC
look at
North.
this too, I mean, if you're looking at what we're seeing here is the AFC playoff picture. Let me just read it out. You got the Kansas City Chiefs number one, New England
Yep.
Patriots number two, number three Tennessee. Cincinnati's moved into that fourth spot, overcoming Baltimore, which by the way they have a big game coming up this Sunday against Baltimore. Number five
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis, number six the Chargers, number seven Buffalo. I mean, that's a pretty dynamic team. Plus, all the other teams that have not made it that probably deserves, that has still an opportunity. If you look at the wild card standings, okay, but the Bills, Chargers, and Colts both sit at 8-6. The Ravens sit at 8-6. But the reason why the Bengals are in front because they beat the Ravens. Well, actually,
The,
matter of fact,
the
I think the Bengals
the
have.
Broncos. They beat the
Right.
Broncos Sunday, and then the
No,
Ravens
but
lost to the
the
Packers.
Ravens have a lower division record than the Bengals do. The
Yeah,
Bengals have a better division record this season. But then the Steelers, the Raiders, the Dolphins, the Browns, the Broncos all sit at 7-7. Well, besides the Steelers, who sit on 7-6. So you really think about it. Yeah, all but 3 teams in the AFC still have a very clear shot at making a postseason. Which is going to be fun and fascinating to watch.
yeah,
Now, on the NFC side here, while we're at it, let me just kind of share it with everyone. You got Green Bay at number one, Dallas at number two, Tampa Bay number three, number four is Arizona, Los Angeles number five, San Francisco's number six, and Minnesota's number seven. But you take a look at who else is tied? Philadelphia and New Orleans, Washington, Atlanta, Carolina. Washington's Atlanta is at 6-8. Carolina and Seattle is at 5-9. So, I mean, it's a little bit more separated in the NFC. I think that
yeah,
in the NFC, there's a little bit more clearer teams that are going to confirm. Like Los Angeles, they got 10 wins on the season. They're going
yeah.
to be in the playoffs for sure. Coming up, after this game, if they could win their game this Sunday. But it's a closer race in the AFC. We go back to the AFC picture, and
Yeah,
it's exciting, but yet again, AFC has not. I mean, look how long it took Kansas City to get to number one. They were a team, 12, not 12, but even like 6 weeks ago, that I would be questioning if they even had what it take to be, in the playoffs. Tennessee, they were really leading number one the first half of the season, and then out of nowhere they jump all the way down. New England surpassed Buffalo by by numbers.
Yeah,
Cincinnati was just shocking. I mean, I would have figured that Cincinnati would have been a wild card team, but now to have an opportunity to win the division, which is, I feel like, if you are a Cincinnati Bengals fan, or even if you're just following football, this is
right.
something that we knew that the Bengals were going to get better. We just didn't
Yeah,
know how good they were going to be this year. So right now, sitting at the head of the division, and hey, listen, we still got 3 weeks left, but sitting at the
yeah.
head of the division right now is kind of like, well, that's still a little shocking to me and very impressive.
Well, the thing is though is that, and this is what's really really surprising me. You look at number five. Number five is, to me, it's been the surprising team as of late because we've seen the struggles with the start. We've seen the Colts struggling, how bad that they've gotten, but all of a sudden they turned this Colts team right back around. And now they're sitting in the wild card spot. And then, of course, you got to give credit where credit's due. It was about time that Justin Herbert is finally taking his team up to the wild card spot. They're going to have to continue to win games. As far as the number one spot for the AFC, you know what? I like Kansas City. I really, really do. But to me, I feel like that this is New England's chance. I mean, and I'm not a Patriots fan. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but
Mm.
I feel like if the Patriots can continue winning games and they have Kansas City to lose, then the Patriots will come back up in number one spot, and we'll see how this goes, especially with how close we are to the playoff picture. Because
Yeah.
as you showed the graphic, we've seen the NFC side. Don't give no disrespect to any NFC teams, but this right here, the AFC playoff picture, it's catching my eyes a lot for sure.
For how bad? Because you can't tell me that the AFC is playing good football. For how
No,
terrible the AFC has been, because they've been disgusting. Okay, it
yeah, they
wasn't
have.
like the last 5 weeks that like the Patriots and the Chiefs have really stepped up to the plate. With how bad the AFC is fascinating to me to see how investing it should be to watch them as the weeks wind down. Right? I mean, when we finally clearly look at who's leading and contending,
Yeah, and I mean,
it's like, it's not coming to surprise at Kansas City, but it's comes to surprise how they got there. You talk about Indianapolis Colts. I mean, it's like, but here's the thing: who have they really beaten to get to that position? They haven't really beaten any big names. They took
I mean,
advantage of a couple of Jaguars games. They took advantage of the Texans. I mean, those are key wins that
they,
got them to where they're at. I mean, same thing kind of goes with Los Angeles. Who have they
I mean,
beaten to really earn them? Because they lost against New England. They lost against Dallas. They haven't
yeah,
really beaten anyone. These teams in the AFC hasn't really beaten anybody significantly. That
yeah,
really, hey, I mean, when you look at the NFC, the Green Bay's beating everybody. Tampa Bay's,
yeah.
even losing teams. But I mean, listen, Los Angeles beat Tampa Bay back at the beginning of the season, which everyone was shocked about. But
It,
AFC doesn't look that way. So it's
I
surprising to me, a division that doesn't look so good like the AFC to have the most eyes on right now.
to me, right there right in that list, I am really surprised about number four, because at the start of the season they've been doing tremendous. They played great football, but then all of a sudden these last 2 weeks have been a downward spiral. And don't say it's because DeAndre Hopkins got hurt. Don't say it's because D Hop got hurt. You still have a football team where you have Kyler Murray, James Conner. You still have help like Zach Ertz, and plus you have a tremendous
Right.
amount
But
of
here's
defense.
here's
But
my say, and I'm not going to be biased, but here's what I have to say about the Cardinals.
yeah,
Last week against the Lions, this is what concerns me. The last week against the Lions, they did not look like a Super Bowl contending team. They look like a playoff contending, but their performance, even with Kyler Murray last week, they did not look like a Super Bowl contending team. My concern is, here's the thing. My concern is that come down to the NFC Championship. I don't know about Arizona being good enough to be in there, especially if you got to go up against a team like the Packers. My final thoughts here. Here's my final statement.
mhm,
There's your top 7 for both AFC and NFC. But I'll tell you
yeah,
this. We talk about the end of the season, end of the year rush. There are maybe 10 teams on both the NFC and AFC combined that are making pushes to a contender spot, right?
Yeah.
We don't know. One of them could possibly. I mean, you look at the Eagles, not on the list. Look at the Eagles.
Mhm.
Look at the Steelers, right? I'm going to say this courteously. Look at the Steelers. Look at the Eagles that don't make this list right now. That's not in the top 7.
Mhm.
They're on a roll. They're starting making rolls here, right? You could
Yeah.
possibly see those two teams in the Super Bowl this year. It takes one hot streak to go.
Yeah.
I know the chances of that happening is slim to none, but you still get that stuff with it's still an open game to absolutely everybody and anybody,
Yeah.
right?
My yeah, and I do want to say this as far as like my final thoughts is that expect the unexpected. If you're rooting for AFC or NFC side of teams, you're gonna want to keep an eye on your playoff pictures and soon. And I'm pretty sure myself, Justin, everyone here at the show is gonna be keeping an eye on. It's very, very crucial.
All right, well listen, Pro Bowl came and it was announced yesterday. It's gonna be a brief conversation because we got to get into the picks. We always want to leave ourselves some time with picks, but we got to
Yeah.
take a break. When we come back, we'll get you to some more action on the J&J Talk Show.
Safety. My girl so tasty. Tell her it's your world. She want the two-tone spaceship. Blow smoke screen daily, so the stress don't phase me. I'm going. I keep it factual. I'm on sabbatical. I'm out in Central America. I need a break from hysteria. Park like the one with the carousel. I get it lit in your area. I'm locked to the vision. It couldn't be clear. You couldn't baby crazy. Wait, hey.
Oh well, I botched that completely. I put the so on Epidemic Sound down at
Yeah.
the bottom. There's the bar of the soundtrack, and then underneath is the volume. Well, I put up the volume so I could overlap the audio for us, and as I was turning it down, I accidentally clicked on the bar, so it fast forward to like 3 whole minutes of the song, getting you to some of the song there.
On the
Um,
break, yeah, yeah.
on the oh my goodness, oh my gosh! I mean, we're
But
just botching. This instead of the Jay and Trey podcast, it should be the bot show because I botched so many things on this show.
I do too. So it's okay. It's okay, especially. But yet, only thing we can say really is like it's the morning hours. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
we're
yo,
not perfect. We're even at 10 o'clock at night. We're nowhere near perfection here.
no, no,
Try
but
that's
yeah,
dealing with the small ass lineup and with the small like studio, crappy computer and stuff like that. We're working on it. I got the studio behind me. Got some Cincinnati Reds lanyards. I got to get some more lanyards up.
I
I got
mean,
some posters
I
here.
mean, like
I'm excited
this
about
is.
that.
I mean, like this is like my
Well, see,
pretty
you
much
got
my
stuff in the
my.
background. I mean,
I
all
mean,
right, look at this. Hold on. I mean, I got an old wrestling poster I'm gonna put up here on this wall.
yeah,
This side of the wall, it's gonna be all wrestling. And then on this side, it's gonna probably be baseball if I can.
yeah. I mean,
Talk about getting some
yours is not
titles and
bad.
whatnot.
Yours is not bad. Me, like mine, like like the only thing I really have here is like a Sting micro brawler. And
Right,
then
but
this
see,
side,
you had the lighting in the back right there, which is great. Then you had the stuff against the wall. I mean, you
yeah,
had the
the John
John
Cena stuff.
Cena couple poster.
Yeah,
What's the bottom poster?
that is a John Moxley versus Kenny Omega unsanctioned match from the very first ever Full Gear, and that was back on November 9th, 2 years ago actually. So
Talk
thanks to
about
AEW Crate.
matches.
So
Talk about
which by
matches
the
really
way,
fast. I would like to give a shout out again. December 26th, right? December
yeah,
26th, Sunday after Christmas, 9:30 to 11:30. We will have ourselves reveal our top 10 male and females matches and pay-per-views of the year. Don't want to miss that out. Plus, don't forget, let's not forget January 2nd is a big busy show. We have the Great King Titan coming on our show, a 3-hour episode of the Jay and Trade podcast from 9 to midnight. And then also this coming up Monday, all right,
December
Jake was
27th.
able to book the 27th. We have to announce and give, we're going to invite and have our very special guest and Taylor Killa B Sterling. And we're
Yep.
coming up with everything to go. I'm nervous as hell. Well, I'll tell you that when it comes down to
I'm not.
when it comes down to it. I'm
I'm not
excited,
because
but I'm nervous
yeah.
because I don't want to ask the wrong questions or say anything we're not supposed to
Well,
say. This and that.
Well, real quick, like Justin showed the graphic, yes, the 2022 Pro Bowl game roster has been announced last night, and let's go ahead. And I pretty much brought some of the players that I'm gonna bring up to you guys. Representing the quarterbacks for the AFC, it is Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. The NFC is Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and of course Kyler Murray. The running backs, I know for the AFC, there's Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon. I forgot who was else in there, and of course the NFC. You have Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, I believe, and James Conner. Receivers are really stacked. You got
Oh,
Cooper
hold
Cup.
on. Name your receivers really fast.
As far as ones I've seen, it was like Cooper Cup, Tariq Hill, Keenan Allen, Stephon Diggs, and there's one more I forgot off the top of my
Here's
name.
okay. I appreciate you going through the roster. We're not
Yeah,
going to be able to name everybody that is on the Pro
no,
Bowl. Let's
no.
talk about. Let's just break down some surprises. So, let me first of all congratulate you as a Steelers fan for T.J. Watt. Hey,
And
he's going to
Cameron
make it to the
Hayward.
Pro Bowl. And Cameron Hayward. There
Yep.
are 3 Bengal players that I want to give it out for Trey. What, Jamar Chase?
Jamar
Is it
Chase, Joe
Tyler
Mixon.
Hendrickson?
Yeah,
Hendrickson.
yeah. I think it's like T.J. Henderson,
Tyler
Henderson,
Hendrickson.
Tyler
I
Henderson.
don't know.
Yeah, Tyler Henderson and Joe Mixon. Congratulations
Joe
to
Mixon.
Trey on
So
that.
congratulations to them. Go
Congratulations to
ahead.
you though. You got Jalen
Hey,
Ramsey.
hey.
You got Matt Gay. You got
Mhm.
Cooper Cup, and I think you have one more. But either way,
I don't. I mean, listen. Here's my thing. Okay, first of all, we may not even have a Pro Bowl. First of all, with COVID. Second of all, I mean, with the postpone of these NFL games, we don't know if there's going to be any postpones. We may have to use that weekend for that. Third of all, you talk about the Pro Bowl, and I'm going to be on. I'm going to be a hatred on this. You talk about the Pro Bowl like this is a big, big deal, and let's be honest, it means shit. It means nothing to
Yeah.
us. I mean, it's a bunch of talented stars. Don't get me wrong; they're phenomenal stars. They all somehow deserve to be on there, but they don't mean nothing. The game doesn't mean nothing for me. When the game doesn't mean nothing, it loses value.
Yeah.
And listen. I'm not tuning into this year's Pro Bowl. You know what I'm
I
going to be
mean,
tuning into? I'll be tuning into wrestling. I'll be tuning into NBA. I'll be tuning into MLB, which is on a lockdown right now.
I'll be
I'm not
tuning
tuning
in.
into the Pro Bowl.
Hang on,
Just,
hang on.
I mean, listen, I'll
you
watch
forgot,
the highlights, but it's
you
not
forgot one
a.
sport. You forgot one sport. I'll be tuning into NASCAR
I'll be watching
because
fucking Thunder Valley Racing.
you can watch the big race that they're going to be having at surprisingly enough at the LA Coliseum out of all
Oh
places.
my god! I mean, Hey, you know what I'll be watching? I'll be watching you on TikTok Live.
You can watch me on TikTok live watching the NASCAR race. So
I mean, but my point is, and here's the thing: the Pro Bowl, without any implications, there's really nothing that they really promote on top of that. Like, for example, when it comes down to baseball, the All-Star game, they had the home run derby. Prior to that, it's a whole week extravaganza. I'm all upset with MLB when they took away the home field advantage for the All-Star game, because now it's like, why even play? Why jeopardize an injury?
yeah,
To a
yeah,
game that means nothing besides, what, extra money for them? I don't want to give them extra money. They already have tons of money. But here's the thing. You talked to me earlier about this, and I wanted to just bring up with you.
yeah,
We have you started mentioning some of these guys. And it feels like,
yeah.
like Lamar Jackson. What is Lamar Jackson doing in the Pro Bowl? Well, first of all, every team has to have a player to represent. Lamar
But
Jackson is right, but if you look at Baltimore's status, Lamar Jackson is noticeable. All the other positions are filled. They don't have enough quarterbacks. You also got to think about this. Almost every quarterback that we mentioned are contenders for a Super Bowl this year.
the
So
thing,
you
but to
gotta name
me,
a quarterback. You gotta imagine, like, Aaron Rodgers is named for Green Bay for the Pro Bowl. What happens if he goes to the Super Bowl? He can't be in the Pro Bowl if he goes to the Super Bowl.
he'll end up having a replacement, my guessing. But to me,
Exactly.
though, this is just something I've been thinking about a lot. And like, for those who are questioning why I don't think Jackson should be involved with the Pro Bowl, is because to me he hasn't done really nothing to impress me. Not taking anything away from Jackson. It's just you look at other guys like Matt Jones in his first year,
Mhm.
who has done a lot more compared to Lamar Jackson. You look at any other AFC player who's in that top 10 QB ratings, who's done a tremendous job compared to Lamar. Because Lamar, no offense, but he's just a running back in my eyes. He's just a running back. He's not no thrower.
I
So I
agree
mean,
with
that's
you.
why.
Listen, Lamar Jackson has not done anything in my eyes either that has deserved him an opportunity. There's other quarterbacks. What about Trevor Lawrence, who's had to deal with Urban Meyer? What about Justin Fields, who deserves it? I mean,
Well,
he's put up with some big names. I completely understand where you're coming from, but they
yeah,
got okay, but you're gonna tune in because it's Lamar Jackson. Baltimore's
yeah,
going to tune in because it's Lamar Jackson. Point blank and period. If you're not going to tune in because it's a Trevor Lawrence.
yeah, yeah.
So
I
you
mean,
expect them to get. You want to put players out there, even across the playing field, that gives you the viewing rating. Because right now, who else is watching it? I know I'm not watching. Are you watching the Pro Bowl?
no, hell no, no.
Congratulations to everyone who's made the Pro Bowl. Without due, I give you my ultimate gratitude and respect to the players. But I'm not watching it because it doesn't mean nothing to me.
Yeah, and one last thing I do want to point out though, and yeah, I do want to send congrats to Kyle Pitts because he is, for his first season with the Atlanta Falcons, First time he's going to be going to the Pro Bowl, a young 20 years old. So congratulations to Kyle Pitts
Yeah.
on that one.
Hey, congratulations. I'm absolutely anyone who's going to the Pro Bowl, I give absolutely respect to. But my
Yep.
thing is really realistically, I mean, it means nothing to me. So I'm not tuning into it, and that's what it is. You got to sell it, and how you're going to sell it is by putting up names like Lamar Jackson, unfortunately.
Yep.
But we'll see
Well,
if it even happens this year. Anyways, listen, week 16
NFL.
is finally here. All right. Let me go over to the quick standings. I currently have the lead with 140 wins. All right. Last week, I think only picked up 11. Justin is right behind me at 123. Trey picked up, 13 wins last week. Sits right now at 88. You are sitting at 36. You picked up, I think, the most wins out of them all. You were just on fire last week.
I'm in Fuego. I'm in Fuego right now.
Hey, you picked up 11 wins. I picked up 10. Trey picked up 11. And Justin also picked up 11. So you guys, we really dominated last week. We got the NFL picks in for Trey and Justin. I will share them with you as long throughout while we go through each and every game. We're going to go through the first 3 games before we cut to a break and then go over the rest of them. Let's go over it really fast. Match number 1, which is tonight, the Tennessee Titans taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And I think everyone has 49ers picking Trey and Justin's pick the Niners. Over Tennessee, I don't know, this is where I start seeing Tennessee fall off the rail here, and I'm choosing the 49ers as well on the road.
After 3 turnovers against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, they struggled. So give me the San Francisco 49ers on this one because I feel like Tennessee is going to end up continuing struggling at this point. So give me the 49ers with this.
Alrighty, moving forward, we got the Saturday, one of 2 games on Saturday. If it's to happen, we got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Cleveland Browns at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Christmas Day. Here's the thing. One, I don't know the status on some of these players for the Browns. I know they've been dealing with COVID, with the postpone leading out until Monday. You do have to question a little bit, how are they going to be able to bounce back on a short week against Green Bay, who just clinched their division A&A playoff spot, looking to seal in round number 1, but with the bye. Trey and Justin's picked the Green Bay Packers. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. It should be a no-brainer.
I'm a no-brainer on this one, Green Bay Packers, because I feel like that Cleveland's not even prepared, and we'll probably end up seeing it on Saturday.
And this could possibly be the last game of their season to really contend for, if you think about it.
Yep. I mean, if they lose, I feel like they're done with. They're done for.
On top, all right, the second game of the doubleheader on Saturday, the Indianapolis Colts take on the Arizona Cardinals. The question is, last week, Arizona showing non-playoff worthy playing, with how lackluster their performance is against the Lions. I think they come back and bounce back, and they prove to everyone that they belong in there this week against the Colts. I know the Colts have a lot more to fight for, but I really think that the Cardinals have much more to fight for, considering that they're tied with the Rams right now in the division. So Justin and Trey's picked the Colts. I'm picking the Cardinals. What about you?
It's plain and simple. Give me the Colts on this one, just because I feel like they can be able to continue their hot streak against this team in Arizona. So give me the Colts on this one. Clear as day.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, that's the Thursday and Saturday games. We got to take one more break. When we come back, we'll finish everything off right here on the J&J Talk Show. All righty, we're back at it again to wrap up this show. Let's hit it hard the last few minutes. Let's continue in the NFL Week 16 picks. We got the Detroit Lions and the Atlanta Falcons. Hey, listen, let me be honest with you. Very
Yeah.
impressive victory, last weekend. They pick up win number 2. Does that make it? Trey and Justin believe it's number 3. I got to believe it's number 3 against the Falcons this week. What do you think?
Hey, in honor of the holiday season, Jakey Claus is definitely going to give the Detroit Lions win number 3 for them. So give me the Lions in
Early
this one.
prison. Woo! We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay trying to seal in their faith. Both Trey and Justin picked the Buccaneers. I'm going Buccaneers as well.
I'm going Buccaneers, but yet they have to play a lot better considering what happened last Sunday against the Saints.
They do. All right, one of the first half of the games, impactful games, I think is going to be really big. Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Listen, big playoff implications on this one as the Bengals slid into first place last week. They look to maintain that by a huge win. Now, I know injuries and some COVID starting to play an effect, but Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, they don't look like themselves the last couple of weeks. I think this is the downfall for the Ravens. Bengals, if you could keep your stuff together, you got to show up this week, though. Here's the thing. You got to show up to this game. If you don't show up to this game and you lose at home, that are 3 big key games. They lost against the Chargers and the Niners at home, and then to lose against the Ravens at home, you can't make it 3 consecutive games at home to lose to. You really got to win. But I'm choosing the Bengals.
Well, I mean, you got to think about this, though, with the situation between both teams, with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. I feel like that this is about time Cincinnati finally stepped up to the plate, but they're going to need to continue to show up and play like they have been. So give me the Bengals on this one, just because I feel like this will be a close game considering how good the backup has been for Baltimore, but yet it's going to go to Cincinnati on this one.
All righty, we got the Los Angeles Chargers taking on Houston in Houston here. Houston's kind of out of it for the season. Chargers trying to keep on going. Trey and Justin choose the Chargers, or I'm choosing the Chargers as well.
Plain and simple, we're going to be the Chargers on this one. I just don't see Houston standing a chance.
I feel like at this point of the season, everyone's going to be choosing the same team as the playoff picture looks more ideal, because coming up next is the Rams and the Vikings. As the Rams to continue on their streak, they're going at it. I think they're going to overcome the Vikings and knock them out. So it's Trey and Justin.
No, I'm gonna have to pick the Vikings on this one, just because I feel like Minnesota has that ability to be able to make a huge plays against different teams. I mean, we saw them beat the Green Bay Packers earlier on in the season, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Minnesota on this one.
Well, I mean, it is gonna be cold as hell in Minnesota. Well, we'll see. New England. Here's the next morning one. I call them morning because I'm used to the morning games. New England home to Buffalo. Both teams pick New England. Both Justin and Trey pick New England. I'm going New England on this one. I think that they seal their faith in the East.
Yeah, in honor of my brother's friend who suddenly passed away, who was a diehard Patriots fan. In honor of him, I'm easily going to go with the Patriots on this one, just to show my respect to where it's due.
All righty, continuing. We got Jacksonville taking on the Jets here. Jacksonville, after losing Urban Meyer last week, they would turn themselves around. Apparently not. Do we have Jets picking up another victory this week or no?
I do see the Jets picking up another victory because at this point Jacksonville just needs to focus on the offseason and start rebuilding.
I'm going Jacksonville on this one. You guys all going New York Jets. That's fine by me. I just want to pick an outcome that have the same team. What about the Giants and Eagles?
Giants and Eagles. Give me the Eagles because I mean Mike Glennon and the Giants. I mean they've not done anything this year, so easily give me Philadelphia.
Eagles as well, clean across the board. Heading on to the second page, we got the Bears and the Seahawks. Doesn't look like the same Russell Wilson here. Justin's picked the Bears. Trey's picked the Seahawks. I'm going Bears.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks in this one just because Chicago has not really been the team that they should have been. So
right, but Russell Wilson, I don't think it's the hand. I heard it earlier this week. I don't think it's Wilson's hand. I think the Seahawks just don't. I think Wilson has another issue that he has to deal with in the offseason. Pittsburgh and Kansas City in the afternoon game. This is going to be a big one. Kansas City wants to win to seal in their faith. But listen, here I'm riding Big Ben. Ben wants to go back to the playoff one more time. You know that as well as I do. I
Yeah,
think this will be a huge game. You're wanting to not only that, even if you don't go to the back to the postseason, you
yeah,
want to end off your season strong, and this is how you do it by beating the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm choosing Pittsburgh.
yeah. Well, apparently, for some of y'all don't know that there's been a couple of COVID issues with Kansas City.
Hey
Kels
yo.
got tested positive with COVID, but he is fully vaccinated, so we'll see about that. So yet with the COVID issues for Kansas City, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh on this one. Not because they're my
I'm
team.
giving brotherly love to Big Ben there. So
I
there
mean,
we
not
go.
not because not because Kansas City has COVID issues, just because I believe in my team. I believe
It's the
because
fight. It's the last fight for Ben. It's the last fight
yes,
for Ben. He gets a chance to go to the playoffs. Let's all get behind him. Let's go Pittsburgh. I don't say that often. I probably will never say that again. But let's go fucking Pittsburgh.
let's
Let's
go
go.
Pittsburgh. Let's go Steelers. Here
What
we go
about
Steelers.
what
Here we
about
go.
Denver and Vegas Raiders? Raiders will get back on the right track. Denver loses this Sunday against the Raiders. Both Trey and Justin's pick the Raiders.
I'm gonna think differently. I'm gonna think differently. I'm gonna
You
give me
think
Denver on this
Denver's
one.
gonna hold out on Las Vegas and ruin their playoff chances?
Absolutely, yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay.
Just because even though they don't have Teddy Bridgewater, I still think Denver has that top
Okay.
team to be able to defeat Vegas.
They always got John Elway
Oh Lord.
for 2 more weeks. Put back on a uniform. What about the Sunday night football game? Washington versus Dallas. Everyone's picking Dallas. I'm picking Dallas too. Washington, you gave a nice run, but I'm sorry.
I mean, pretty much give me them boys, which is the Dallas Cowboys on this one. I don't see why
Alrighty.
not.
Last but not least, Monday Night Football, Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints. Not really an interesting game, but the Saints playoff indication. I mean, both of them have playoff indications here, but I don't.
You
I don't
know,
even know. I mean, Justin picked Miami. Trey picked New Orleans. I'm going New Orleans, being at home.
I mean, with me, I'm gonna have to go with Miami on this one, just because
Okay.
they've been on a 6, maybe 7 game winning streak. So give me Miami on this one because I don't really see New Orleans play any good compared to what they have been doing.
Okay, that's fair enough. That is our NFL Week 16 picks, and I'm excited
16,
for
man,
everything there.
I'm excited for everything. First, it's been a great show, and I've enjoyed it. I know Justin's enjoyed it. You guys, I hope you guys enjoy it, and of course,
Oh
with
my
Christmas during
goodness.
month.
We are listen, hey, think about it. 3 more episodes. 3 more episodes before the new year. We have a lot more to cover. I thought, listen, I thought our biggest episode for the remainder of the year was going to be Sunday night. How are you going to you're gonna do our show from 9:30 to 11:30? Go
Yeah.
to bed, get up bright and early for our Monday show. I'm gonna have to turn it back around and get 2 hours ready to go again. I mean, we are for a world spin. So, like I said, hey, let's recap it. We got Sunday. Okay, a little kind of holiday event. We got Jake versus Courtney in a musical trivia game that we're gonna try out for our new podcast coming at the beginning of the year.
Boom.
We have our top tens and male and female. We have our top five and our pay-per-views and matches. We have then on Monday morning, yes, we don't do a show on Monday, but Monday morning we have ourselves
Killer B.
Taylor Killer B Starling on our show.
Killer B.
Which is she coming on at 9:30?
9:30. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so we're gonna do from a
9:30.
9 to 11 show. We're gonna do a
Do
9
not
to
don't
11
miss it.
show. Don't miss it. All right. And then we come back on Thursday for another NFL action as we start winding down the season. That's our last show of the year. And then by the time we come Sunday, we have the great King Titan joining us from a special 3-hour show for the Jay and Trade podcast. First episode ever. So a lot going on, man. And that's
I'm
just
ready.
to kick off the new year. And then, but beyond that, we got starting 5 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 10 a.m. to noon, Saturday and Sunday from 10 p.m. to midnight. So a lot of things going on here. Oh, my
Exactly.
goodness, I'm ready. We got the
And
interviews questions set up. Right.
I want to say this. I hope you don't post a good view doing this on behalf.
Are you gonna?
half
Hey,
of
are
my.
you gonna end us? Are you ending ourselves out?
I'm trying to wish
You want
everyone
it?
a
You
happy
want it?
holidays.
No, what?
I'm trying to wish
Okay,
everyone
hold on,
happy
hold on,
holidays.
hold on, hold on, hold on. You go ahead and you end the show here today. I'll give you
Okay.
that. Hey,
Okay.
hey. Let me just from me to you before you get to take it off. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Next time I see your ugly face will be on Sunday night.
Thank you for that. And anyways, like I
I
said
love
before,
it.
I love you too. But yeah, from all of us here, from Justin, Trey, to everyone here at the J&J Talk Show fam, wish you a happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Hope you guys have a great year and don't drink too much eggnog. But thank you guys so much for the awesome 2 hours. We hope you enjoyed. Make sure you guys check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and of course Spotify. And we will see you guys on Sunday night with our year in review. Make sure you guys tune in for that. But for Justin, Trey, everyone that's here, have a great day and be safe out there, everyone.